So Frank Warren is looking for someone to push Moses Atoma to bring him to that next level. And he dropped a name that has just came out of a very tough fight with Efe Ajagba by the name of Martin Bakole. That's right. He said that he would make a fight with Martin Bakole versus Moses Atoma 1,000,000% in a heartbeat. So that means, people, that Martin Bakole, not only is he on the redemption list, as you guys know, where he has just been placed, he's also placed is meat, low-hanging fruit. Okay? He's now being fed to younger fighters like Moses Atoma. And looking at a fight between Moses Atoma and Martin Bakole right now, if you would have asked me a couple weeks ago, like throw him in there with Martin Bakole, I would have told you that would just been as dumb as throwing Jared Anderson in there with him. But now I look at Martin Bakole, I look at him being vulnerable, beatable, uncertain. I look at a lot of different things now. I mean, his rankings have dropped 35, 45% from where they were. So if you looked at Martin Bakole as like 80, 85%, you got to look at him now like about 40, 45%. You know what I mean? Because that Efe Ajagba fight showed you that, hey, there is certain styles and certain ways that he can be beaten. And looking at Moses Atoma being a smaller heavyweight, not really a bigger one, that knows how to move, that is mobile. He is a very non-stationary fighter. He has good head movement. He has good power. I think he's good at going in and out. Look what he did in a quick hurry with Dempsey McKean. He shows you the upper body movement, and he shows you the defensive responsibility of someone that can beat Martin Bakole. And again, you don't have to knock him out to win. All you have to do is get it in and follow a game plan all the way through, and you can beat someone like Martin Bakole. You know, and it just shows you what a difference a fight makes. Okay, look at Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce was on top of the world, undefeated guy, 15-0, 14 KOs. Now he's like 16 and like 4 with 14 KOs. You know what I'm saying? So it just shows you what could happen in the sport very quickly based on your performances. You know, because I mean, that wouldn't, again, it wouldn't even have been heard of putting Martin Bakole in there or Moses in there with Martin Bakole. But now it's a thing. Now it seems more realistic. It seems like, hey, you know what? That actually can work. We actually can make a fight that's doable. That's, you know, that's realistic, like to Moses to get in there and tangle ass with Martin Bakole. And it's crazy. But I see it as well. I'm like, you know what? That just may work. And Moses Atoma may be just good enough to beat Martin Bakole right now. But if Martin Bakole goes back to the drawing board, if he actually listens to someone that puts him on a diet without cheating, without sneaking to the refrigerator at 12 o'clock at night, doing what he's supposed to do, dropping the weight, you know, that may be still a hard fight for Moses Atoma, okay? So again, a lot of times people really get high on the fact that someone didn't look too well, but then in the next fight, because it didn't look so well, they overestimate that person, or should I say underestimate that person, and that person does a lot better the second time around. Look at Daniel Dubois, for example. We seen him in the Hrgovic fight, and he didn't look too good. In fact, that fight was stopped off cuts and shit like that. They wouldn't, because he was knocking out people out. I mean, he was giving Hrgovic the blues, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, he got hit a lot more than people thought that he should have got hit. And because of that, they thought that he was mincemeat for Joshua. And guess what happened? So you never know in this sports game, but it just shows you again, though, how people can perceive a fighter after a bad performance to throw him in there with someone that's younger, that's not really been tested like Moses Itauma. But you guys tell me what you think of Frank Warren, eager, willing, ready to throw Moses Itauma in there with Martin Bakole 1,000,000% in a heartbeat. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.